Hello and welcome to the Intel Brief. Today is Thursday, 6th November. I am your host Daniel, and today we're going to talk about the Pakistan and Afghanistan ceasefire, the Trump administration ordering 10% of flights to be cut amid the shutdown, and Trump warning of the communism after Mamdani elected as the New York City mayor. So firstly, the next round of peace talks between Pakistan and the Taliban regime in Kabul are scheduled to take place in Istanbul on November the 6th, so today. Following the intense border clashes last month, both sides are attempting to reach a peace agreement with the mediation of Turkey and Qatar. The deadly cross-border attacks erupted after the Taliban blamed Pakistan for explosions in the Afghanistan capital on October the 9th. The Taliban said the Pakistani army had bombed several targets, including some inside the city. More than 70 people were killed and hundreds more were injured in the conflict between the Taliban fighters and the Pakistani military by the time Turkey and Qatar brokered the ceasefire. Last week, Turkey said a monitoring mechanism would be set up to secure a peace and punish any violations of the agreement. So what? It's pretty interesting to see, Pakistan spent so long supporting the Taliban in their fight against the West, and they're now dealing with the consequences, essentially. Because the same issues that, America had fighting the Taliban are the same issues that Pakistan are now dealing with, sporadic fighters hiding in the hills are pretty hard to deal with, and they're pushing terrorists over the border. So, yeah, it's it's a little funny to see from my perspective. However, it seems likely that Turkey will be able to bring them together. I mean, the key difference between this issue and the West being there is that the Taliban don't want to control Pakistan, so they have no reason to push over the border. But their issues are going to lie if Pakistan keeps conducting operations over the border inside of Afghanistan, even if they are targeting the Taliban's Pakistani branch. So yeah, this peace agreement should come together. I think Qatar and Turkey will be able to find a bit of middle ground and enforce it pretty strongly against the two countries. However, limited clashes are likely to occur just sporadically. And next, the Federal Aviation Administration announced on Wednesday that it's cutting all air traffic by 10% across 40 high-volume markets, a move supported by the federal government. The cutback will begin on Friday and is intended to maintain safety during the ongoing government shutdown. The reduction stands to impact thousands of flights nationwide. The FAA is currently facing staffing shortages, with some air traffic controllers not working during the shutdown. Others are working unpaid, and it has already resulted in massive delays across the United States. So what? Everything I've been watching and seeing people talk about when it comes to the shutdown indicated that this particular problem would be the thing that forced the government to make a deal between both parties, as air traffic controllers aren't getting paid, so why are they going to come to work? Apparently the last record holding of the of shutdown, which was around a month, this was the thing that kind of forced them to make a deal, was the fact that air traffic controllers were about to stop working and essentially shut the country down. So yeah, unsurprising that they're trying to take measures to secure this. However, as the longer it goes on, the worse it's going to get. Possibly to the point of flights not being able to go because no one is working in air traffic control and it's just not safe enough. But yeah, it's pretty desperate times for these these workers, they can't pay their rent, they can't get any food. Hopefully they have some savings because this is pretty shitty. But yeah, still no sign of a deal between the Democrats and the Republicans. So I guess we will see. And lastly, tensions between US President Donald Trump and Zohan Mamdani showed no signs of easing on Wednesday as both hit out at each other's political approach just hours after the 34-year-old Democrat socialist was elected as New York City's next mayor. In his speech, he said, "Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up." Unsure, I don't get that joke. But yeah, Trump was watching, apparently, said Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. Trump was born in New York in 1946, and Mamdani said, if anyone can show a nation betrayed by Donald Trump how to defeat him, it is the city that gave the rise to him. Okay. Yeah, interesting. So what? I don't really know. It's going to be pretty tense going forward, I think, between the New York leadership and the federal leadership. Trump has made it very clear he's not keen on Mamdani and his policies. It'll be interesting to see what he actually implements from what he's said and what he kind of softens up on now that he's actually in control. Because my gut feeling is that he's going to soften up on a lot of things. He had some pretty radical policies leading into the York City mayoral election. So, yeah. But only time will tell. And I don't think the Republicans are going to like what they see regardless. And, yeah. Will Trump now push federal forces into New York to enact the federal government's will? Quite possibly. Which could cause a lot of issues. But, yeah, tense times. Tense times in the US. Anyway, that's been your Intel Brief. I've been your host, Daniel, and I'll see you again tomorrow. See you.